Hey everyone. If you've been paying attention to my community uh, tabs, you would notice he has passed away. Uh, yeah. Um, I might be oversharing at this point about everything. I just want this sudden urge of videos of my cat. I just wanted him to. I wanted the memories and all that. I'm just trying to upload as many videos as possible to bury those videos, so I don't have to see it immediately when I scroll through my channel or my studio, my YouTube studio. Um, I can't. I can't. I can't. Yeah. Um, there were definitely. Here's a picture of my desk right here with my cat. Can you even see it? I don't. You can. I'm just gonna move it over here just to help you a little bit. So here's my cat. He's. I wish I could hug him more. I hugged him a lot. I just wish I hugged him a little bit more. And during the build up to to yesterday, the final day he was alive, um, I slept on the floor for him because I have a loft bed. So uh, there's a coat that he slept on, and that's the coat where he pissed and shat on himself because he couldn't move, um, or he could barely move rather. It was right at that corner of the door where the hinge is. Um, he regularly laid there. I guess he really liked the coat, and my scent was attached to that the most. So he just wanted to rest on that. And it is a kind of a soft coat. Of course, I need to wash some bits. Whether or not I'm gonna wash the blankets he slept on, I don't think I will. If there are shit stains or whatever, I'm gonna clean those particular areas. For now, I'm just gonna leave as is until I feel like I could move on. But for now, it's just gonna be the way it is. Um, here's the bag. For there's another picture I sent. This was when I think it was during our Terraria playthrough, I believe, where we fought Plantera. Um, and he jumped on my lap, then on the desk, and was kind of got me killed. But it's nice reminiscing on those times, and he was so silly about it. I used to rest my head on his back every time he jumped on my desk, so that was nice. He used to rub my face a lot when I was gaming too. That was those are great times. And as I said in those videos that you may have watched, I we've been together or he was with me since I was 3 years old. And he was 20 years old, so it was. And he also had cancer. I don't remember what particular kind, but he, on like the further older weeks, he shat on the floor quite frequently, and I just every time I got home or woke up, I sometimes had to clean up shit with paper towels, and the paper towels are still in a mountain on the trash can, which I should probably clean. Um, I don't know if I have the fortitude to fully met yet. I'm gonna give away some of his some of the toys I have for him. I'm gonna keep some iconic ones. I'm not too sure if you guys could even see it. You can't. I'll just bring them over. So, um, so the second last cat, Samson, he passed away not too long ago, when I still lived in Arvada, Colorado. And he had this in the little cat den thing. And one night, on his last day, he he just fell. He was just laying there. He couldn't do anything. Like, actually completely immobile. He couldn't move. And that was the night where I euthanized him too. I wish I did that from home as well. But instead we took him to a vet and put him down. Well, it's just a shitty situation, to be honest. I regret killing him and not having more time with him, but at the same time, I know he was in pain. It was just... It's a lose-lose. There's no winning in that one. So, I mean, the only way of it reassurance is he doesn't have to feel the pain anymore. But I do have to deal with the silence of the house. Don't get to hear his claws tapping on the floor every time he walks, or the occasional scratching, or the walking on the carpet, the meowing every time I made him salmon. He used to kind of paw me, not like claw me, but like put his paw on my my leg to let me know that he wants to jump on. He was also directly underneath the desk, and that's where he jumped on the my lap a lot of the time. Occasionally it hurt, but that's one of the pains. I could say for certain that's one pain that I really wish would be constant. I really miss those times. A lot of my leg scars came from him, and not malicious claw scars. I'll definitely miss those. I'll miss him for that. These are the toys that he had. Originally, he liked a sheep that he had, but a vet office, a different one entirely, just took it because they were fostering the cats for a while. So they just kept that shit for whatever the fuck reason. I was really mad about it, but it is what it is. So we got these little dinosaur toys. I'm gonna be honest. The pouch that is his fur, I occasionally give a good sniff. It may come off weird, but I like it. Here's another one where all three of my cats had this throughout my life since I lived in Florida, which was roughly 2006, something like that, or around that time. So the first cat that went was Muddle. And I named her when I was young. It was a combination of mud and puddle. Muddle. You may see him. I don't think it's on this main channel. Hold on, let me check. But yeah, as you say, as you see right here, I want to bury these videos. I don't want to be reminded of it. Like, I want to look at it when I feel I'm more composed. This is Minnesota. Yeah, here, yeah, you probably had a chance to see it right here. I'm gonna fucking mute audio, but that was a lot messier back then. Shit. So there's Samson right there with the stripes. This was on the camcorder I had originally, and that's for the context. This is my belt. That was a part of my belt that ripped off, so I just like fuck it, string. This is half a toy. I don't remember why. I think it's more like, well, I don't want to waste it. That mentality. There's Muddle. She was very old, but at the time I didn't really have the context of how cats acted when they were old. And now with this recent experience, I can say I'm not really a fan of it. I'm not really a fan of seeing them in old age. But yeah, she was a mother. We found her. We found her with a huge litter of kittens at our windowsill, or like underneath it rather. And we had a lot of hawks in the area. Keep in mind, we all found them in Florida. So we lived in Florida. We moved to Nevada, and they lived outside in Nevada. That may come across as a little inhumane. Luckily, we had a fence area, so they were relatively safe. There was no incidents, like no coyotes jumping over or mountain lions. We actually saw a mountain lion in that area we lived in. What else? Donkeys. I heard donkeys occasionally walked by the house. So, yeah, and there was a chair that my grandma leaned down, and they loved that a lot. They hid inside of it. They laid on it. And of course, the rain fucked it up, so we threw it out. But what? Is this made for kids? It fucking is. Why the fuck is it made for kids? I don't know. And there's Albus. He was. What the fuck was that? Maybe when he was 13? Maybe? I don't even remember what age I was in Minnesota. I don't know why the fuck I have it that way. Okay. Well, now it's not. Yeah, as for the ones who are leaving comments on my cat videos, I appreciate your support. I do love seeing the occasional comment giving support. I do appreciate it. It does help dull the pain a little bit. And there's Albus. have blood on my pants. But we'll give a lot of it to charities, or I guess animal shelters. Um, I'm gonna keep the salmon um, toy because he used to hug it a lot because I put a lot of catnip on it. Um, there are cardboard pieces, or I guess cardboard little bits, like for ramen boxes on the floor. Um, he used to lay on those. I'd lay inside them and all that. I think I posted some in my community tab. Not too sure if I posted that one exactly. It might have been a long time. Um, what I will do is I'll post, I don't know. I'm gonna give it time. Then I'm gonna take those cat pictures. I'm gonna post it on the community tab because I can't look at those at all. I can't. I'm having a hard time even looking at this shit. So originally Muddle was she did not like either the boy cats. She did not like them. And throughout time, Albus got a little bit more alpha, a little bit, and he slapped either both or all of them when they were getting a little too crazy. But me and Albus we were tight. Um, we took baths together, um, and all that. He was a crazy cat, and I absolutely loved him. Albus Luna is his full name, and what that means, it's not necessarily a Harry Potter reference, but what it translates to from into Latin, or yes, from Latin rather, is bright moon, and it was because on how we found him. Um, he would occasionally walk around, meet us. In a way, he adopted us, right? So my mom found him because the moonlight glistened off his fur, and that's where bright moon came from. God damn it, this fucking blood stain. That's where it came from. Muddle, of course, the same shit. Samson, it's just more of a simple name. There's no symbolism behind it. Um, yeah. Albus, on the whole backstory behind him, from what I've been told, is he was technically, I think, part of a breeding, not foundation, factory, I guess, compound. So, and when he escaped and, in a way, adopted us. And my mom paid off the guys that wanted to take him back. And looking at it in retrospective, my mom did me a lot of solids. I really appreciate she did that. I really do. Because a lot of times, I came home, and there was nothing positive about it. Nothing positive about, like, living in Minnesota, for example. I did not like living there at all. Zumbrota, Minnesota sucked ass. I wouldn't say it's the darkest time of my life. I came close to having that idea of, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. But it was more of like teenage, I'm mad, I'm pissed, I'm gonna say the most drastic shit possible. And Albus and all the other cats were there, and it gave me comfort, at least a little bit, where I could just, I don't have to be so formal and I have to make myself different for them to like me. yeah. There it is. Nevada was probably the most positive time of my life, maybe. Yeah, that's about right. Um, so, yeah. They lived in Florida with us. They lived outside of Nevada. When we moved to Minnesota, in the beginning, we lived in a barn. And I lived in the lower section of the barn, which was fucking no air conditioning, no heater, no nothing. I was fucking cold. But I had their warmness near me. And at the time, they were both all alive. At that time, I had all their warmth to me. And then we moved into the house with the ugly ass colors that you see in that fucking room. I fucking hated that room, by the way. That room fucking looked the most ugly shit possible. But backtracking to Florida, my mom painted a dinosaur mural of a Brachiosaurus eating a fern in my room. To my knowledge, they fucking painted over that shit for whatever the fuck reason. Because fuck art, I guess. But yeah, going back to Minnesota. There was I was living in the lower section again in the new house, where you saw all of it. I think actually I showed it in the video, or at least in the beginning. Yeah, this little room. It was a rather huge one. Yeah, in this like a little living room. I think I talked about Slenderman and all that, and there's the makeshift desk. My bed was right where I was standing, or at least my new bed. And at the time we had to keep the cats in that room with the ugly colors, because we didn't want to really have anything fucked up, and we wanted easy cleaning and all that. Which I mean, I feel bad for that. One regret. I try to make sure I don't have any regrets, because that builds more resentment and more pain of like what could have been. It is what it is. I am happy and grateful that I spent the last moments. I'm happy and grateful I was the last thing he saw. I'm happy and grateful I'm the last person who got to touch him and hold him in his weakest times. It's not easy. Especially now, since nothing is going on. Silence is deafening. It's deafening. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather pick up his shit for my whole life, the rest of my life, than deal with this. I honestly rather would. I yelled at him for it sometimes. I regret it, but I made it a front to apologize every time I yelled at him, every time I was going to bed, every time I was waking up, every time I left and came back home. I made sure to say I love him. And I think it should be applied to people as well. Your loved ones, your kids, your pets. Make sure the last thing they hear is I love you. Because you don't know what is around the fucking corner. I don't want to hear... I don't want them to remember the last thing I said to him being, you fucking asshole. Like, Jesus Christ, can you stop shitting on the floor? I don't want them to remember that as the last words they receive. I want them to at least hear I love you. At least once. I try not to go to bed before I calm down and get things figured out. I don't care about this part. I'm gonna go back to cat. Yeah. It honestly hurt. And it's hurting even more. Because in this video, he's 8 years ago. He's more sturdy. He's more healthy, more built. Like he could handle a little rough petting. But in the videos that I posted recently, he's bony. A lot of areas like his hip or shoulders, even his ribcage, they're bony. And seeing him walk like he's stumbling, like, and his neutral eye expression was, I I feel like he was already dead before I even euthanized him. He was just a husk. And that could be a little morbid, but like in the bathroom, I think when it was one of the shorts that I post on my channel, if you check the shorts tab, right here, well, I looked him dead in the eyes. They hardly adjusted. Of course, they were thickening and narrowing a little bit and focusing on me, but it felt like he was just waiting to die. And thinking about that, it makes me glad that I euthanized him. Because the original game plan was I go off to vacation in Florida to celebrate Christmas, and he would be in here by himself, no sounds, nothing going on, and he'd just be dying alone. And thinking about that, him dying alone in this condition, he doesn't deserve it. It's the last thing he deserves. On his leading up to his death, we watched all the whole Jurassic Park series or trilogy, and we watched as the last movie Godzilla vs. Kong. I really wanted him to see the upcoming Godzilla X Kong. Of course, as you already know, that's not gonna happen. What my mom did is she sees me and Albus's relationship very special. So what she is doing is she bought a necklace to carry his ashes. I'm gonna wear that fucking shit everywhere I go. I will not let go of that thing at all. I will fucking protect it as much as possible. I want him to be there when I watch the movie. I want him to be there. And it's just the idea of, well, it's not really his whole body, it's just some specks of him. I don't like that thought. I don't like it. But, these are the old Cubbies. Of course, Samson didn't die in one of these. He died in more of a flexible one, which I'm going to give away as well. Yeah. I may get another cat in the future. For right now, I'm just going to heal, mourn, grieve. I'm going to just do my thing. I'll try not to go insane. I do have the occasional panic attack. Like last night when I opened For Honor. The realization hit me that this is the first time I'm playing For Honor without Albus in my anywhere. This is the last time, or the first time I played For Honor without him. And it's a silly thing to talk about, but these simple things, when you realize it's not going to happen anymore, it really hits you. It makes you realize, oh shit, this is the first time I'm actually doing it and I'm being alone. I'm alone right now. Being in this house right now is purgatory. But, yeah, there's the little ball thing, and there's him being a little cute about it. Son of a bitch. there's me looking stupid. I don't want to see myself. Don't care, don't care, don't care. My old setup. God damn, that's old. Oh shit. Halo poster, Minecraft. That, this little fucking dinosaur toy right here, we got from Disney World or Disneyland. I don't care to even remember. It was on the dinosaur ride. Shitty Call of Duty. My old Mac. Dragon knife, which I still have. I don't remember where exactly it is. Godzilla toy, Spinosaurus. I don't even remember what that was. My old setup, with my old headset too. Wow. Alright. That's enough of that. Now back to after Minnesota, and I remember the last school day was cleaning up a graveyard. Which I mean, why? Why not just have some job profession have fucking people do it? Why have middle school kids do it for you? You fucking lazy bastards. I guess it's more of like, oh my god, we should embrace the community and all of that, but I have no fucking clue who anybody was. So I'm void. I am confused AF. But anyways, after Minnesota, we moved to Arizona, back to a desert again. And here is where I kind of regret not being around them more. And I mean, it's not much you could do, really. I mean, at the time, I was playing a lot of The Isle. We were in an apartment, and we couldn't have pets. Or at least, I think cats were, like, the only thing you can't have. Which is unlucky. Well, the one on that one. So we gave them, more of like lent them, or I guess paid them to take care of them in their own little house. And that was that, really. Yeah, I'm not too sure on the details, and I really wish I could see what was going on with them. But what I am grateful of is I spent a lot of the other times with him, with my cats, period. So it's not entirely they were all alone. I think it was... How long was that segment? I spent a fair amount in a Golden High School for a bit. So I think I spent like a year or two. I think it was a year and a half at Apache Junction High School. And wait a minute, the fuck? No. All right, so this is where the rest of my middle school years came in. So I finished a couple good years in middle school, which I didn't even remember. I think it was like technically 6th through 8th, which is about 3 years. Wait a minute. I don't even remember. I'm losing it, man. That's about 3 years down the drain, ish. I don't even remember. I'm so used to college time blocks. I think it was a year, 3 years. Then I did high school in Arizona for 1 year, so minus 4 years. And after that, we moved to Colorado, and in a very weird house. Okay, I was about to make it really depressing, but then I remembered that we changed things up. So this is where the first cat died. So I think it was in our first week in moving in the house. I mean, it was really cold, not really cold, but it was kind of chilly, and we put them in the garage because we didn't really have anything fucking set up yet. So we just had it set things up and all that, beep boop beep. Um, then the day came, and I woke up. I went down there and feed them and all that, make sure everything is chilling. And I noticed that Muddle wasn't moving. I was like, all right, heavy sleeper. I'll pet her a little bit. Then I noticed I'm not really feeling breathing. I'm not fucking seeing shit. I started fucking panicking, and then I realized, oh shit, her time is up. And I'm gonna be honest, at least a little bit. The first two, I didn't really have a. The first one, at least, I didn't really have that great of a connection with. It was like I was sad. I was really sad, but it's not like devastating, like reality check level of what the fuck. Um, the second one, the second cat, was kind of a hard hitter, and he was all nice and loving, and he always made sure to get your attention. Um, but yeah, I cried so much, my nose bled, like it is now. With uh, Samson, it was when we moved to the second house. Um, I'm not too sure if I even have pictures of the first house in Golden. Let me take a look. This was near CSU. I'm not even too sure I even have it. I forgot the fucking. Alright. I recorded videos of it. I do recall that. I don't remember if I even posted anything about it. But yeah, you see a lot of videos of me in that fucking Minnesota house. Don't care. Yeah, I was a little hit or miss with webcam. I did not. A lot of the shitty videos here. Yeah, this was when I was moving. Oop. Oh yeah, this is when we moved to Arizona, and in the beginning we had no fucking clue what was going on. We were like, where the fuck do we move? We don't have a home. And I was being the spooked. Oh my god, panic time, baby. Panic. And this is the Arizona apartment. But yeah. We did have them in the hotel or the motel room. Yeah. We put them in the bathroom, I believe. Again, we don't want to. We were very sneaky about moving our pets in motels and hotels. So we made sure to have efforts of move fast, hide them, don't fucking let them be heard, nothing. Do not let them be heard. And also, when I lived in Minnesota, was the time when Jurassic World came out. I don't care. So much shit. I think this is a lot where my YouTube was booming. I wouldn't say booming necessarily, but very spammy. That's what I think. I have no idea what that fucking is. I'm not even gonna watch. I'm gonna be honest. What the fuck? I forgot. Good times. That's still Arizona. I did a lot of shout out videos. I should just delete those because I don't fucking care about them. I don't even know them. Oh yeah, look at that. Pixelgun. When they tried to make PC and they stopped giving a shit about it after a while. Wow. Now that's a classic. Here's the aisle, and where things really popped off. Really, and I was doing a lot of art. Speaking of art, before I forget, I'm not even too sure if you guys could see. Um, so you see my art right there, my Spinosaurus, the Nuxia from For Honor, and Valkyrie cosplay, as well as Jormungandr. If you really want to see Jormungandr, leave a comment. I'm not gonna take it down because it was a pain in the ass to fucking take down. I'll just take a picture of it and post it on the community thing. Fucking Christ. Alright, I don't care. You know what? I care. At least a little bit. I'll just want you to care. Oh yeah, glow squid. Look at that. Actually, before I actually show you, I'm gonna flux a little bit. Here's the Klinken. Hold on, let me get a good angle. The Klinken I worked on with charcoal. I'm on that fence if I want to even do an art piece for Elvis. Using charcoal, my best medium. I think I should. I just need time to calm down. I don't want to cry or nosebleed on the fucking thing. So I believe I worked on. I actually posted it on the community tab. I think. I'm not gonna. Let's do this. I did. So it's the art piece of him using pastel. Jesus. I personally, I'm not really good with pastel. I'm not even bother trying to fix it. I'm not that great, but I think I did a pretty good job with the color composition because a lot of it, like on his shoulders and all that, like to the torso, it was very brown, or I guess red. So you could see a lot of red in the black. So here it is. I don't even know how to fucking pose this. That doesn't fucking help. I don't care anymore. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's as best as you're going to get, guys. I'm going to be honest. So, yeah. I really did like how I did the eyes. It definitely gives the idea of it being alive and all that. It's very expressive. So, I'll definitely miss the times where, even in this case, where I'd have the door cracked, and he would squeeze through, and it was to keep, at least some privacy for me, for my mom and all that. But let's just have him squeeze in and all that, so you don't need to. I don't know, because a lot of sound from out in the living room came in at a louder volume, so at least having a door cracked minimizes that sound. Also, the blanket on the floor, you might have noticed, the Jurassic World blanket. It originally hung on here, on the raft, the loft bed. Um, of course, give me some more privacy while I'm gaming. Um, and in his last days, he slept on it. There were some spots he shat on. I cleaned them up for the most part. And I remember seeing another small one, but I just didn't care to clean it. Like, I don't give a shit. I care about him, not some shit stain. Um, yeah. Um, I'm gonna definitely miss him. Meowing to wake me up and to make him salmon because, again, in his older years, we gave him the golden pillow, or I guess special treatment. So he had a good life leading up to his death. And I think you see in one of the videos, you actually see him eat the salmon. Um, I don't like, for whatever reason, it hurts just saying his death. It just, I don't like it. Um, Departure. Honestly, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna just say event. I can't. I'm not gonna fucking bother. Um. Uh. So, yes, in the Arvada house was when I was just working at uh, Walmart and going to high school, which was about 30-minute drive, about. Um, and yeah, he just stopped moving. He fell out of his little crib and stopped moving. Um, and up to the leading to his death, Albus was very clumsy, and sometimes he just kind of fell over and just kind of gave up and just let it happen. Almost as if his stamina bar, I guess, and you're gonna think of it that way, was low, and he's just letting it regen a little bit. And during the actual sit down event, um, I made the attempt to look away in his kaput state. I don't want to see him in that state. I don't like imagining him being limp. I don't like that. Um, his eyes were open. That's one thing I do remember. And the lady said, well, uh, the reason for that is we allow them to see them, allow them to see to their future adventures, which I mean is poetic, and I guess that kind of soothes the mind a little bit. But it doesn't really minimize more the morbid the morbid state of it. It does it a little bit, but it does help to sting a little bit. And this was taken in, what the fuck you call it, Fort Collins. When we moved to Fort Collins, he was the last cat, and I feel bad because he was lonely. And I don't. If I'm gonna get a cat again, I want there to be two, so they at least have each other if I'm not around. It's not fair to them to live in silence. I mean, we could all say like, "Oh my God, cats love to be there, mind their own business. They don't want to be bothered and all that." But to some extent, animals are social, and it is fucking depressing to be alone. I was a Ritter too. However, I understand and I recognize that being alone isn't fucking pleasant. Especially now, since I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have a wife, and I don't have my Elvis anymore. And the quietness isn't necessarily a pleasant thing to experience. I don't like it. If I had to choose, I would rather not be here. I'd rather be listen to anything else. I'd rather hear claws on a chalkboard than hear this. Nothing. And the one thing that really made me smile on his lead up to his death, I think it was on the same day too. When I started the sink water, he he made at least some sort of attempt to run a little bit. To, oh my god, you're starting the water, yum yum. And that's it. And I picked him up, and that is where he lay. Um, so he sat on my lap as the lady did the thing, and she shaved his sides, shaved a little spot from his side and his neck. Um, I do wish I could ask for more. Um, I feel it's too late. I kind of stopped talking after that, and I don't know. I really wish I was more conscious and asked for more, because I really, at the same time, I didn't want him to look too deformed when he rests. I want him to keep some resemblance of self, I guess. Yeah. So of course I went to CSU from here, and that's blah 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 whatever. Don't give a shit anymore. Um, and this week was exam week, and yesterday morning, his time of departure, was exam day, 7 a.m. And I did show up late, but I I was sleeping with him, and where that corner was, like I said earlier in the video, there was a coat where he shot and did all that thing. I did clean, by the way. I didn't let him sit in that. I did clean it. Of course, there are some resemblance. There's some shit particles and some piss particles, which I am conflicted if I want to clean. I'll clean those particular pieces and that be that. But he laid right there, and I took my pillow and I placed it on the tile floor, and I took this Jurassic World blanket and I laid on that tile floor with him. And that's another thing that I'm proud that I did, because I think I would actually be very much not supporting my life, I guess, in a way to put it. I would fucking regret it. I'm glad that I made the effort to exchange my discomfort to make sure he knows I'm there. I'm there for him. And I wish he could talk, because at least with that, I could understand if he'll be fine when I'm gone. Or if he's like, I'm in pain, man. Just put me out of my misery. Because it makes it more clear. Like, okay, it's a shitty situation, but I'll do it for you. In this situation, there's none of that. There is no clarity. And it made the choice even more unpleasant, because I couldn't understand. The only thing that really like cleared things up was he's in discomfort and he couldn't move. He couldn't do anything. And that's the only thing that really told me that he's ready to go, and he doesn't like his current state. And that was the only thing that made it clear, or at least somewhat clear, like, to put him down. I that level of clarity isn't clear enough for me. I don't want to go off of a hunch. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. But I think I did the right thing here. Because I think he was actually in pain, and I think I did almost solid with that. I don't like it. I really don't like it. But this is the only way I can see this level of cope working is just I helped him. I saved him from excruciating pain. I gave him merciful death. And even that, it's unpleasant. I don't like it. I don't like it. Then we moved to this apartment right here to continue my CSU deal. Um, and there are some decent pictures. If you guys really want, I could post all of them in community tab. Of course, I post all or at least most of them on my Facebook, and I don't really want to give my name out, at least yet, because I mean, I don't know. I just want to have my time. And there's no way to really fucking grave. It's just fucking the what it really is just fucking deal with it. That's literally the only way you could do it. Like, there's fucking nothing. There's nothing to grasp onto. Like, okay, well, maybe I'll see him later, or I'll get another pet or whatever. I mean, get another pet doesn't really solve the issue, and I'll still feel lonely. It doesn't really fucking help. I tried to put on the sheep for him, but I mean honestly I was getting annoyed, and I would imagine he'd be annoyed too. Yeah. So after that, I came to the conclusion on the final week with the final exams and all that. I have come to the conclusion of I don't give a fucking shit about the exams. I don't care what grade I get. I don't care to study. I don't care. I care about him, and that's it. If I fail, well, that fucking blows. However, I care about fucking him. He was here longer than the fucking class. I learned more from him than I did the class. I learned how to love. I learned how to respect him, or just respect. Period. I learned how to cuddle. I learned how to feel and give warmth to him. Like on one picture, it showed me kind of like on the last day, I have my white blanket over him, and I was just kind of like snuggling against him and all that. Actually, I think it's a clip on my channel. Actually, um, shorts maybe. Yeah, this one, where I was just snuggling against him. I'll turn my volume. I did, and I was just snuggling against him, and nothing much else. Giving him some kisses on his head. At least that way he knows that I'm here with him. I even canceled the work so I could be with him. And despite the whole financial shit I'm going through, I'm happy I did what I did. I wouldn't unchange that. Honestly, I wish I gave it 2 weeks. I started doing this shit 2 weeks earlier. So, I have all my time dedicated to him. And in this situation, he was about on my chest to my torso. And I felt his warmth. His warmth and love just from his body. It was just so nice. Even in his worst state, he's willing to love. He doesn't deserve to be in that state. And in this video, I was really tired. My eyes were stinging. I was crying so much in the build up to it. Still kind of am. The occasional panic attack. Just it does help a lot. Just getting random people in my comment section or out on the street, giving condolences and telling me to keep my chin up. I appreciate it. Like the guy that was taking my order at McDonald's said he gave me a discount for a caramel frappe and a large fry. And he said, my man, keep your chin up. You're gonna be fine. It just fucking sucks. All you could do really is just go through the motions, man. There's no other solution, really. It just fucking blows, dude. It just sucks. Which, I mean, he's right. I mean, there's nothing really else to cope. Games, even games. I can't really fully ignore it. Like, a lot of it was kind of ingrained. Really. Like, sometimes he just jumped on my desk and I rested my chin on him. And we were all snuggly and I moved my head back and forth on him and make sure I embraced his soft fur. I did a lot of, like, this area right here where I used my head to pet him. There's only reason I really did that was to make the feeling of companionship and more closeness. Like there's a connection. And keep in mind, I've been with this cat for 20 years, give or take. He's been there. 20 years old. Not something to cough over. It's a big deal. So, I'll probably give it time before I get another cat. But he was a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart. I do really wish that I could still pet him and see him and all that, but I don't know that will ever happen. It won't happen again. And that's what hurts the most. Is I won't get to kiss him on the head again. I won't get to rub my face on him again. I won't get to hug him again. I won't get to do anything with him again. It's over. That's it. And that's what really hurts the most. And there's nothing you can do about it. Really, you can't do shit about it. I fucking hate it. I hate it. With every fathom of my being. I fucking hate it. Apis wouldn't want me to be in this condition, but there's so much for you to fucking do before it's like, well, fucking what else? You can't do anything else. It is what it is. And I don't really want to bring down the mood of others and fucking, all depressed goober over here. I tried to make an attempt of getting as much of his fur on my jacket and blankets as much as possible. Without, of course, making him uncomfortable. I don't care if you have an allergic reaction. Fuck them. I love him, and I'll never change. I think this video's gone long enough. There it is, really. There it is. There's so much you can do. I appreciate your support. I'll try to bury this as much as possible. I really, really don't want to see these videos, or at least in the time being, until I fucking heal. Because it's really fresh. And I'd argue very unpleasant. Yeah. Don't like it. Not one bit. Peace, guys.